that is what the ISA role does.
So the big question is, what are the top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams, and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? If you ever thought about this, you're not alone. No one has been able to get the answers until now.
We spent the last few years helping agents sell billions in real estate, rubbing shoulders with top producers, which got us thinking, how can we expose more people to these insights to help raise the standard in the whole real estate industry? We then realized that we could help bridge the gap by getting the secrets from the best of the best so that you can succeed. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of Elite Agent Secrets. Today we have a returning guest, Gus. So he's the founder and CEO of PowerISA. They've got 120 full-time employees helping thousands of real estate agents across Canada, across the US, generate deals from online leads. These guys are the king of inside sales agents. Now, you might be listening, you don't know what it is, what they can do for you. We're going to be diving into what is an ISA, how they can help you, or if you have ISAs, the advantages of potentially going virtual rather than in-house, or vice versa. They might both be, one could be better. We're indifferent. Gus, thanks for coming back on. Different topic. Last time it was 30 deals in 12 months, and you did that year after year. So this time we're going into your big business, which I know we touched on before. You've done you basically filtered through millions of, I'm sure, of leads at this point. Hundreds of thousands, right?
Yeah,
so
thousands.
I know you're going to just be here and be like, listen, this is what they can do for you. This is how you leverage time as a real estate agent. So thanks for coming back on.
Yeah, definitely. Glad to be on with you guys. You know, it's been great to see the growth of the show and the exposure and everything. You guys doing an amazing job, and the quality guests. I'm like, holy cow! I got to up my game, man. I gotta come up with my A game. And this topic of inside sales agent for real estate, this is my A game. Like, let me take it to the next level the next time I'm on the show. And talk about what I feel that I'm currently the best at in the U.S. and Canada, North America. For real estate, this is the topic. This is the thing I'm the best at right now.
The thing is, for anyone listening, there'll be a range, but I'll just give you my 411 quick 30 seconds. So me and Peter have both been doing the agency and real estate stuff for years now. And when I very first this is before I started servicing real estate agents, I was servicing e-commerce companies, which I still do. When I first got into it and I started learning and looking, there was a company, and I know I'm going to butcher it up because it's not. It was something like agent something. It's not agently. It's agent something, and they were like the only ISA company that people were kind of mentioned. And then they got bought, I believe, by another company, and they got absorbed into like a bigger ISA company that did everything. They bought what the fuck was that one called? Anyway, they disappeared because they got absorbed by this other company. And then basically it was like, you can go to this company that has these basically people like help desk people for any industry, or you can stay real estate specific, right? So then when we started looking into it, it was like, we got into this world and it was you. And it was basically just you. Now, we know like there was a bit of a process. We don't have to dive into its granularity where other people have kind of come. I'm not sure if they've subsequently gone. And I know you saw some peaks and troughs as well with that.
Sure.
But one thing is like you've now just kept going and you've just stayed focused and you're like, I'm just going to do this one thing. To the point, for the other people listening, I remember you speaking with Gary Vee because you got on his thing and you said to him, do I double down on real estate? Or do I start servicing all these other niches? And I remember this, you jumping on I forget what his show was called. And you were like, what do you think I should do? And now subsequently, obviously, you are like all in real estate. You are just crushing it. And as far as I'm aware, you might know other numbers, but as far as I'm aware, you are the biggest ISA company for real estate. I don't personally know a bigger one. You might.
I think also the one that converts the most, because you can be the biggest, but your results can be dog shit. But you're big and your results are fucking phenomenal all at the same damn time because of how you have structured your process, your script, your follow-up. It's very, very thought out, and it's data driven, right?
I'm not sure if that's true though, because you can't get massive and be shit. You can't.
Well, you
Well,
trust me.
let me try to
Trust me. I don't agree with that.
Building a business and scaling a business that's the topic of the next podcast. Like, how do you scale like a big because I think the challenge of scaling an ISA team to 120 people and scaling a real estate team to 120 people, the number one issue you're going to run into is maintaining the quality, and which is a people and a training kind of problem. But it's been it's definitely been a challenge. It's definitely been a challenge. I think you're right, Andrew. I think we are the largest ISA team that has our model for real estate in North America for sure. I'm not really familiar with other markets, other areas, but definitely in North America we're the largest one. I think we're the largest ISA team, period. But definitely in this space for real estate. And the way we've been doing that is just doing the work, getting our name out there. We don't buy any ads. We don't pay for this, huge amounts of advertising every month. It's just been word of mouth and content, and just telling people what we do, right? Telling people what we do, telling the story and how we can help them, because there's a huge need for this service, inside sales for real estate.
Right. So let's take it into topic one. For those listening, they probably have an idea, but I think we can go a bit more granular. Kind of what is an ISA, and what's it all about?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that question because it kind of gives me the cue, like, hey, it's showtime. Let's get into it. Inside sales for real estate. This is kind of a funny story. That role, ISA, inside sales, actually comes from the software industry, software as a service. They coined that phrase, inside sales agent, and they used it to name people that were in the organization, in the office with them, and that were doing outbound prospecting, outbound sales calls, right? That was kind of where it came. The inside of it means that they're in the office, right? And they're making calls, they're doing outbound. So that name, because even though it says inside sales, it comes from an outbound prospecting role from the software industry. And we took it in real estate and ran with it, right? That outbound prospecting is not new to real estate, right? Maybe real estate invented outbound prospecting, which is cold calling, pounding the phone, telemarketing for real estate. That's been around for decades, right? As long as there's been a phone, probably that someone has been pounding the phone, trying to get listings, trying to get buyers. The inside sales agent role for real estate is relatively new because no one had really specialized and called it that and set it apart from everything else. Primarily, ISA is a role on a team. If you're an agent, a solo agent, well, that's one of the roles you have. The same way you have a role of transaction coordinator. If you don't have a transaction coordinator, you are the transaction coordinator. If you don't have the marketing assistant, you are the marketing assistant. You are the closer. You're the follow-up person. You're the person that opens the doors and gives the keys. You're everything, right? You're everything. ISA is a role within a real estate team that is focused on pounding the phone, or now in more modern parlance, pounding the CRM, because it might not just be phone calls. I want to talk about that. ISA, more and more, is not just a phone role. It used to be 99% phone. Now in some of our markets, it is 50% phone, 50% direct messaging, SMS, Facebook messages, Instagram messages, all these different messaging platforms are more and more a bigger part of that role. But primarily, it is that phone call, outbound, inbound role for real estate, the person that's dedicated to generating more leads through prospecting or converting more leads that you're getting from online. That is what the ISA role does. It turns those leads into deals.
Right. Okay. So if, I understand, obviously, it's when you're a solo agent, right? You're doing everything. You're the jack of all trades. This is one thing that you got to conceptualize. Real estate agents are business owners, and business owners, when they start any business in the world, they do everything, right? Like you've got 20 hats on. This is what we all kind of say when you're like, I'm a CMO, and it's like, yeah, but you're the fucking COO, CEO, CFO, CTO, everything. Like, you know what I mean? You can label yourself whatever you want. The idea is you got to do everything. So you're a hustler, right? So I think one of the biggest things that we've spoken about here is that they do this role, but there has got to be we're going to kind of cross over topics there, I can already tell, because they intertwine, obviously, at a very granular level. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. Now, before you go, we're giving access to a private training we did where we revealed the top 3 niches to get listings today completely for free. So if you want access, you can go and download that training at eliteagentsecrets.com. We're regularly releasing new trainings, guides, and cheat sheets, so make sure to head over to eliteagentsecrets.com and sign up so you don't miss out.